We have a Carrier Tech 2000 SS 3.5-ton air conditioner that has been sitting in storage for a number of years because it is oversized, and we need a 2.5-ton unit. Whether or not a new unit would be a better deal for SEER and energy consumption, is it as simple as swapping out the 3.5-ton scroll compressor and putting in a 2.5-ton compressor? Or are there other variables involved that would make this unfeasible, such as the condenser coil being too big, etc.? Thanks.
Hello, my name is Billy. Unfortunately, this will not be feasible. The only way would be to change the indoor unit, piping, and possibly even enlarging ductwork. All these items must be in balance for the system work properly. If you just swap out the units, the compressor will slug and become defective very quickly.
Billy, I forgot to mention that the entire house is set up for a 2.5-ton system, and a 3.5-ton condenser was put in by mistake with a 2.5-ton coil, and we just discovered it now after it developed some issues and the whole install was inspected. We currently have a train condenser, 3.5-ton by mistake, but have the spare carrier, also 3.5-ton, which is in much better overall shape, and has only been used for about 10 years total. I understand the orifice would need to be changed to accommodate in our 22 system, but is the compressor unit just a direct swap otherwise?
I actually do not see how the system is running anyway. Example, the size is dictated by the outdoor unit. Let's say your outdoor unit has 3.5 gallons of water, analogy for tons for now. The outdoor pumps this 3.5 gallons to the indoor unit where it absorbs heat. The problem is your indoor unit only holds 2.5 gallons of water. So the extra water goes back and ruins the outdoor pump. Now I don't know if they have changed the piston/TXV valve and then have undercharged the system to save the outdoor unit, but physics alone say it should not be working well. Anyway, since it has apparently been working, the unit will be a direct swap. But make sure your tech understands all of this so some cobbling can be done as far as metering device and charge.
Makes complete sense. Actually, what happened was they did not verify the model number when the train unit was installed, so they did it completely unknowing that the unit was a 3.5-ton, so it was charged up to the spec listed on the tag and not undercharged, so if anything it would probably be overcharged. So just to clarify, I can have an installer open up the cabinet of the carrier unit, and directly bolt in a new, smaller 2.5-ton R22 compressor without issue, correct? I know the unit as a whole will be a direct swap aside from orifice change, but I want to double check on the compressor swap.
I apologize, but after reading the following post I thought both old and new, stored, were 3.5-ton. We currently have a train condenser, 3.5-ton by mistake, but have the spare carrier, also 3.5-ton, which is in much better overall shape.
You are correct. I think what you're missing is that my intention is to replace the internal scroll compressor in the 3.5-ton carrier we have in storage with a 2.5-ton compressor. The train unit, which is currently installed in the house, is actually newer and uses our 410A, but the carrier unit, which uses our 22, is in better physical shape, both internally, piping, and externally, which is why I want to swap it out while at the same time replacing the internal 3.5-ton scroll compressor in the carrier with a new 2.5-ton R22 to match both the size of the house and the already installed evaporator coil and line set.
So you have an existing 3.5-ton unit, you have a better 3.5-ton unit in storage, but you would buy and install a 2.5 compressor in the stored unit?
That's correct, because the house actually requires a 2.5-ton unit based on manual J calculations, so the 3.5-ton would be much too oversized, and the existing evaporator coil is 2.5 tons. So rather than buy a new unit, since I have a perfectly nice older carrier 3.5-ton in storage that's only about 4 years older than the train but is in much better shape, I just want to swap the compressor out to make it 2.5 tons.
If that is the case, you will spend more on the change in Freon than just buying a new condenser to fit. 22 South African Rand is now priced according to its phase out, and paying $50, $80 pound is common. This means you could have $500 just in Freon. By the time you buy a compressor in Freon, you will equal the price of a 2.5 ton condenser. You can get a pre-charged 2.5 condenser for $800. Quick swap out as compared to a compressor. https://www.google.com/search Q equals 2.5 plus ton plus condenser and source equals univ and TDM equals shop and bo equals u and sa equals x and ved equals 0 o kuj jvs 702 oznavor 4 kvio brg qskjik.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit justanswer.com/ythi.